Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a first impressions and wear test. I don't know if you feel the same way, but when I watch other first impressions, they're useless to me. I think other than eyeshadow palettes and like basically all powder highlighters, those are forgivable, but anything else like foundations, mascaras, liquid highlighters, liquid lipsticks, anything that is in a cream or liquid form, doing a first impressions is essentially useless because I don't really care what it looks like. I care more about how it's gonna be throughout the day. So that is why I wanted to also include a wear test so that you guys know like what it looks like initially and then whether or not throughout the day if it's even worth your money. Before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Wednesday and post occasional bonus videos throughout the week. So if you'd like to know how to get this look as well as see whether or not it lasts throughout the day, then please keep on watching. Okay, for eyes today, I want the star of the show to be the Maybelline Eyestudio Color Tattoo Metal. This is in the shade, I think it's just pink. 55 ink in pink. It looks like this. I am trying to incorporate more color into my eye looks, but you know, I love neutrals. So I feel like this is a nice in between. It's a very muted pink. It's not in your face. It's wearable. It's a cream shadow and it looks like this. Very pretty. Okay, since that is going on my lid and I did not buy any more shadows, I'm just going to quickly do a quick eye look and then pop that on the lid. One thing I wanted to know is that I also got a bunch of these brushes at Walmart. These are typically $1 and they were on sale for 97 cents. So I know it's just 3 cents, but hey, a sale is a sale. By the way, I don't know if people know this, but all my brushes that I use, like my whole brush collection, is in the description box below. So even though I don't say what brush I'm using, you can see what brushes I use so that you can go out and buy them too. And all of them are, for the most part, really affordable. The only ones that are not, they come from my Ipsy bag. Otherwise, if I'm paying for it, you know it's cheap. I'm gonna take this flat packer brush by Wet n Wild and I'm gonna just dip that into the pot and then apply this to my lid. Okay, so this is what the shadow looks like. I actually built on top of it to get it to be a little more pigmented. I actually really like this product. I think it's very pretty. It blended really easily. Texture is nice and it's drugstore. I mean, it's all good stuff. It is a little hard to spread it around once you lay it down. So just when you lay it down, be sure that's where you want it to be because I'm noticing it's not really spreading. Also from Walmart, I got a lot of the e.l.f. brushes. They're always $1 if they're white. Same thing with the Wet n Wild. So I bought every brush that they had that was white. I'm just going to use this blending eye brush and I'm just going to deepen up my outer V just a tad. The next product I have is the L'Oreal Extra Intense Liquid Pencil Eyeliner in the shade Carbon Black. This doesn't say whether or not it's waterproof, so I'm assuming it's not. This eye look is kind of like light, so I don't want to add it to my waterline, so I'm going to add it to my upper waterline. I hate this part, like my eyes always water. I have to do this in small steps. This is why I never do the upper lash line. Okay, so I've added it to this eye. To me, I can tell in person, but it's just not a big enough difference for me to do it all the time, so I usually don't. Okay, that is good enough for me. That was brutal. That one was brutal. But that glided on really easily, so that was probably the best case scenario. So we're gonna see if this stays on throughout the day and will actually last because a lot of things don't typically stay in my waterline. Okay, the next product I have is the L'Oreal Infallible Smoke a Seam Powder Eyeliner Pen. I looked up a tutorial on this because I was like, what is this supposed to do? But they made an entire smoky eye with this. So you kind of just pat this in the lash line, and then as you move up, you kind of just blend it. So they kind of made a smoky eye with just using one product. Seems like an easy way to mess something up. I'm not going to do that because I've already done my shadow. So I'm just actually going to apply this like through the eyes. already kind of regretting this. And let's see if we can blend this out. Okay, so I was able to blend it out fairly easily. I don't know, I just don't do smoky eyes with one color. Like, it takes multiple colors. This seems a little gimmicky to me. I think if you're an amateur, this might be kind of cool, but even then, it seems a little easy to mess up. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with a wing. I'm using the Eyeko London Skinny Liquid Liner. This is in the travel size. So I am just going to take the precaution of using tape just in case I mess this up. I'm not afraid to admit that I might not be good at this. So just a swatch. It looks like, oh, that is black. And it does not smear. It's smudge proof. Okay, so that is one wing down. That actually glided on really well. I'd say this doesn't dry down completely matte, which I don't have a problem with. I'm okay with both. But it did not feather, it does not bleed, it glides on really smoothly, so I don't have problems with this one. So wing liner is on. I think they actually turned out pretty good. I didn't have any problems really. Any issues that I had were my own fault, like just not being used to using a felt tip. So I'm not gonna blame the product, I will blame me. Okay, next we have two mascaras actually. The first mascara is the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar X Fiber, and the second one is the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Sculpt. So I'm going to do one for each eye, and then later on in the day I will show you whether or not they transfer. Both are waterproof. So this mascara has two sides. Okay, so the first brush looks like this. It's kind of has a hourglass type of shape to it, and it's small and skinny, which is actually what I prefer. I don't know if you can see, but in my waterline, the eyeliner that was on my upper lash line has transferred. Hopefully you can see the difference. So that is just the first step, and then I'm going to go in with the other side, and this one has a more curved wand. It's also still skinny so that your lashes are lifted. You can see my lower lashes, it really made a difference. You see it transferred that eyeliner, so I already don't like it, don't get it. Okay, for the next eye I'm going to use the Butterfly Sculpt. The wand looks very weird. Only one side is really usable, and it has like these toothy sharp bristles. Okay, this is one coat. I feel like this side is a little shorter than this side, and the formula is a little drier, so it's a little harder to maneuver the lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and apply 2 coats of this just because we added 2 coats of mascara to this side, so I want to make this even. Okay, so that is 2 coats of the mascara. As you can see from my lower lash line, they actually look pretty similar. I think on this eye, the lashes are actually a little bit thicker, but lengthwise and separating wise, I think they're about the same. Okay, so the eyes are done, so we're gonna move on to our base. For primer, I am using the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock Mattifying Primer. This is supposed to have a matte finish and will also smooth and blur out the skin. It comes out like white, and so I'm just gonna apply this everywhere. I have not mentioned this on my channel, but I am actually a big fan of the Infallible collection in general. I used the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte for quite a while, and that was my holy grail before the Superstay came out, but that is a good foundation. I also used the Infallible setting spray. That one had a weird smell, but it did do a good job. So I don't know so much about blurring and smoothing, but I do look a lot matter. I have to try that primer out a couple more times before I give you a final thought about it. Next, for foundation, I am going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. This has SPF 27 and it has 0.32 ounces of product. This stick is also multi-use, so you could use it to contour if you really wanted to, or highlight, but it says foundation, so I'm going to use it as foundation. I'm going to use my usual brush and just buff that in. Okay, so that is one layer. As you can see, that is pretty sheer. I'm also going to try and use the Wet n Wild flat top brush. I just got this from Walgreens as well. Yeah, I'm not I'm not very happy with this coverage. Okay, so we're just gonna add more layers. The product is very creamy and it does blend easily, so I will say that. I'm gonna try and use a beauty blender this time, see if that makes a difference. I think using a sponge is better just because it doesn't really move the product around as much as I did with the brush. It kind of just pushes it. I don't know, I feel like this could use even a third layer. Like, this isn't enough for me because I still see my darkness and my scarring. I know it's not gonna totally go away, but I feel like it could look better. Okay, so this is 3 layers. I think it looks okay at this point. I'm not gonna keep adding even if it didn't because it's already starting to feel kind of heavy. Next, for concealer, I am using the Maybelline Age Rewind. I've actually gone through 2 of these, so this is my 3rd bottle. I got the shade Light Pale. So it comes out like this. I think it's very easy to apply and it's creamy. Okay, and then I'm just gonna blend that out with my damp beauty sponge. Like, yeah, it blends out perfectly, does not crease when I set it. Okay, I'm gonna set my face now using my regular Coty Air Spun. See, the powder got all over my lashes and my brows. So why do people do their eyes first? Okay, with the e.l.f. eyeliner brush, I just got this as well. I'm taking my transition shades and I'm just gonna apply this to my lower lash line. I'm just gonna tight line that, and then using any fluffy brush without adding any product, I'm just gonna blend that on out. I don't have any new bronzer or blushes, so I'm just gonna do my usual routine. Okay, so that completes this look. I will be back in around the 4-hour mark to show whether or not the foundation is wearing well, or if this cream eyeshadow like creases, if the wing liner smudges, if the mascara transfers, all that good stuff. So I will be back. Okay, so it is the 4-hour mark. As far as eyeshadow goes, there isn't any transferring, smearing. I don't see any issues whatsoever. Like, when I touch it, it's just completely dry. It's no longer got really a slip to it. It feels just like a powder. It doesn't transfer at all. The wing liner is holding up. We're doing good. I have no complaints. My mascara is the same. Nothing has flaked off or broken apart or smeared to my lower lashes. That's really what I'm looking for. That eyeliner that we put in my waterline it's gone. It was pretty much gone by the time I applied it to my eyes, just because they water as soon as I put it on my upper lash line, so I never bother with that step. In terms of the base, I can see like right here I'm getting a sheen and a bit on my nose, so it has transferred quite a bit, and it's been only 4 hours. It has settled into my smile line a little bit. So yeah, I don't think it looks horrible. I mean, I just touched up very lightly. I just blotted. Concealer is still good, but I've used that concealer before, so I knew it was going to be good. And then as far as the City Color inner corner and brow bone, it looks exactly the same. Nothing's changed. So yeah, that is where we stand at the 4-hour mark, and I will be back in a couple more hours to give my final thoughts. Okay, so it has been a little over 8 hours now. I try to do my wear test 8 hours and up, just because that is what a typical work range would be, like 9 to 5. So all of my wear tests are typically 8 hours and above. Okay, so the makeup in general lasted pretty well. I have not touched up other than the 4-hour mark when I was blotting. I have gotten significantly more oily since then. It's settled into my smile line a little bit, but it almost always does that. Like, every foundation, even my holy grails, they still settle a little bit there. It has broken up a little bit on my nose. It's also separated my T-zone. I'm just gonna say it, I don't really like this foundation. I know 8 hours is a pretty good wear time, but I have other drugstore ones that last past that, so I would pick that over this. However, I do think this would be nice just to have as like a contour, using it as a cream contour. Maybe I'll buy a couple more and then use it to do that. Concealer is great. Like I've said, I've bought 3 of those concealers. The eyeshadow is actually still really good. It's holding up. Okay, on the wing liner, it did break up just a tad, as you can see on the inner. but it is really small. I actually am totally fine with that. Even my current gel liner does that too. I actually really like this liner, so I'm gonna keep using it and practicing using a felt tip liner again. I think the City Color City Chic eyeshadows for my inner corner and brow bone still look really good. As far as mascara, I think this side, oh shoot, I can't remember. Oh, what was it? I think this was the butterfly one. It did flake a little bit on my lower lash line. It didn't smear, it just like flaked off. It could be because I added 3 coats, so it's quite thick. This one was the Superstar X Fiber, and it's holding up, so I think it's good. Like I said with the primer, I can't really tell yet if it's good. I have to try it a couple more times, so I'm just gonna do that. So that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. Please let me know what other things you would like me to try on as a first impressions and wearing it throughout the day. My face is your guinea pig. Whatever you are contemplating on buying and you're not sure if it's gonna last, let me test it out. I will do that for you. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!